Maybe today you're trying to stay calm on the outside, but inside there's a quiet storm. You've been waiting, praying, hoping something would change, but nothing looks different. The doors you expected to open stayed closed. The answers you needed never came. And now you're wondering, is anything actually happening? You're doing your best to keep going, but deep down, you feel stuck in a moment that refuses to move. You thought by now things would be better. You thought by now you'd see progress, but instead, it feels like you're standing still while life moves forward without you. And if you're honest, there are moments when doubt starts whispering, what if it never changes? But here's what I want you to understand. Just because you don't see movement doesn't mean nothing is happening. Just because it feels quiet doesn't mean God is inactive. In fact, this is often where the real work begins. Behind the scenes, beneath the surface, in places your eyes can't reach, God is working right now, even in the silence, even in the waiting, even in the moments that feel empty. Something is shifting. You may not feel it yet. You may not see it yet. But that doesn't mean it isn't already in motion, because sometimes the most powerful moves of God don't make noise. They happen quietly, slowly, strategically, like a seed planted deep in the ground. On the surface, it looks like nothing is happening. No growth, no progress, no sign of life. But underground, roots are forming. Strength is building. Foundations are being set for something that will eventually break through the surface in a way no one expected. And this is where most people get it wrong. They walk away too soon. They give up in the quiet season.
This is all your fault.
They lose faith because they can't see immediate results.
You were the one.
But what they don't realize is the delay is not denial. The silence is not absence. And the waiting is not punishment. It's preparation. Preparation for something bigger, something stronger, something more aligned than anything you could have forced on your own. God is not ignoring you. He is aligning things for you. And while you're wondering why it's taking so long, He's making sure that when it happens, it lasts. Because quick blessings fade fast, but what God builds slowly stands strong. And here's the truth most people don't talk about. If everything happened instantly, you wouldn't be ready to sustain it. You wouldn't have the strength, the wisdom, the character. So instead of rushing the process, God develops you through it. Every delay is adding something to you. Every closed door is protecting you from something that wasn't meant for you. Every moment of waiting is shaping you into the person who can handle what's coming next. You are not stuck. You are being prepared. You are not forgotten. You are being positioned. And just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not already working. Because sometimes God will start the miracle long before you ever see the result. He will begin shifting people, arranging opportunities, opening paths you don't even know exist yet. And while you're asking, when will it happen? God is saying, it already started. So stay calm, not because everything makes sense, but because everything is in motion, even now, even here, even in this moment you're questioning. Something is working for you right now. And this is where everything begins to shift, not outside, but inside you. Because real faith isn't built when everything is working in your favor. It's built in the moments when nothing seems to be moving, and you still choose to believe. You still choose to trust. You still choose to stay calm when everything in you wants to panic. Because let's be real, waiting can feel heavy. When bills are due and provision hasn't shown up yet. When doors keep closing and no new opportunity appears. When people walk away and you're left with silence, that silence can be loud. It can make you question everything. But here's what most people don't realize: a silence is often where God does His deepest work. There was a man who planted seeds on his land. Day after day, he would go out and check the soil, nothing. Week after week, still nothing. If he judged the process based on what he could see, he would have believed it wasn't working. But what he couldn't see was everything happening beneath the surface. The seed was breaking open. Roots were pushing deeper. Strength was forming quietly. And then one day, what was hidden suddenly became visible. Growth appeared, not because it just started, because it had been working all along, and your life right now looks a lot like that field. It may appear empty. It may feel delayed. But beneath the surface, things are developing, opportunities are forming, connections are aligning, strength is being built inside you that you will need for what's ahead. And this is the part where most people miss their breakthrough. They leave the field right before the harvest. They quit too early.
This is all
They walk
your
away
fault.
just
We
before
missed
things
it.
begin to grow.
My fault?
But you're still
were the
here.
one who gave
You're
up
still
hope.
believing. And that matters more than you realize, because your consistency in the unseen season is what prepares you for the visible one. God sees your patience. He sees the nights you stayed strong when no one else noticed. He sees the prayers you whispered in silence. He sees the effort you kept giving even when results weren't showing. You are not invisible to Him. You are not overlooked. You are not behind. You are in process. And here's something powerful to hold on to. When God is working, He doesn't rush, but He is never late. Everything He does is intentional. Every delay has a reason. Every pause has a purpose. Every moment of stillness is setting up a moment of movement. Think about Joseph. He had a dream, but before the palace there was a pit. Before the crown there was a prison. Years passed where nothing made sense. It looked like his life was going in the wrong direction. But what seemed like setbacks were actually setups. Setups for influence. Setups for elevation. Setups for purpose. Because God was not just taking Joseph somewhere. He was preparing him for where he was going. And just like Joseph, your story is still unfolding. This is not the end. This is the middle. The part where it feels uncertain. The part where faith is tested. The part where things don't look right, but are being made right. So stay calm, not because you have all the answers, but because God does. Stay calm, because what you're waiting for is already being worked on. Stay calm, because the delay is building something in you that success alone never could. You are being strengthened. You are being shaped. You are being prepared for something that will make sense of everything you've been through. And one day you will look back at this moment and realize nothing was wasted. Not the waiting, not the silence, not even the struggle. It was all working for you. But here's the part that most people never see coming. The moment right before everything changes often looks exactly like nothing is changing. It feels the same. The routine is the same. The silence is still there. And that's when doubt tries one last time to pull you out of position. It whispers, nothing is working. Maybe it's not meant for you. Maybe you've waited for nothing. But that voice is not truth. It's pressure. And pressure always shows up right before breakthrough. Because something is about to shift. Something is about to move. Something is about to open that couldn't have opened before now. And this is where everything changes. You stop measuring your life by what you see, and you start trusting what you know. You know God is faithful. You know He doesn't forget. You know He doesn't start something just to leave it unfinished. So even when your situation hasn't caught up yet, your faith stays steady, your heart stays grounded, your spirit stays calm, because you understand something deeper now. Delay is not your enemy, it's your advantage. It's the space where God goes ahead of you, clearing paths you couldn't clear, moving obstacles you couldn't move, shifting people you couldn't convince, arranging moments that are too precise to be random. And while it feels like nothing is happening, everything is being aligned, piece by piece, moment by moment, detail by detail, until suddenly what didn't make sense starts to come together. Doors open without force. Opportunities find you. Things that once felt impossible become natural. And people will look at your life and say, that happened so fast. But you'll know it didn't happen fast. It was building slowly the entire time. This is why you can stay calm now. Because your breakthrough is not based on luck. It's based on alignment. And alignment takes time. Time to prepare you. Time to prepare the opportunity. Time to prepare the moment where everything connects. You are not late. You are right on time for the life that is being prepared for you. And here's what's powerful. God doesn't just bless you randomly. He positions you intentionally. Every place you've been, every delay you've experienced, Every closed door you've faced has been part of the positioning. Nothing random, nothing wasted, nothing meaningless. Even the moments that hurt had purpose. They taught you strength. They built your patience. They deepened your faith. They shaped your perspective so you wouldn't settle for less than what's meant for you. And now you're not the same person you were before. You've grown. You've matured. You've become someone who can carry more, handle more, receive more. And that's why it's coming now, not before. Now, because now you're ready. And when you're ready, things begin to move differently, faster, smoother, stronger, because what once would have overwhelmed you will now elevate you. So take a breath, release the pressure. Let go of the need to control every outcome, because what's meant for you does not require force. It requires faith. And your faith has brought you this far. Don't lose it now. Not when things are already working in your favor. Not when the shift has already begun. Stay calm, because what you prayed for is closer than it appears. And this is the moment where you make a quiet decision, not a loud one, not something anyone else needs to see, but something deep within you shifts. You decide, I will not panic. I will not rush what God is perfecting. I will not lose my peace trying to force what isn't ready yet. Because peace is power. Staying calm is not weakness, it's trust. And trust is what unlocks what stress never could. Because when you're calm, you're aligned. You're not reacting to fear, you're responding with faith. And that changes everything. Because fear says, do something now or you'll miss it. But faith says, what's meant for me will not miss me. Fear creates pressure. Faith creates patience. And patience positions you perfectly for what God has already set in motion. But here's what most people overlook. When you stay calm in uncertain moments, you don't just protect your peace, you prove your trust. And trust moves God, not complaining, not worrying, not trying to control everything, but quiet, steady trust. The kind that says, even if I don't understand it, I still believe it's working. And that kind of faith is powerful because it keeps you grounded when everything around you feels unstable. It keeps you focused when distractions try to pull you away. It keeps you steady when results are delayed. And that steadiness is what separates those who receive from those who walk away too soon. Because many people start with faith, but they don't stay with faith. They believe in the beginning, but lose hope in the middle. But you're different. You've made it this far. You've stayed when it was hard. You've believed even when it didn't make sense. And that matters more than you realize. Because you're not just waiting, you're qualifying for the next level, qualifying for the breakthrough, qualifying for the opportunity that requires the version of you you're becoming right now. And this is why you can't quit. Not here, not now, because what's ahead is not ordinary. It's something that required this exact process, this exact timing, this exact version of you. And soon, what felt heavy will start to lift. What felt blocked will start to open. What felt delayed will start to move. Not all at once, but enough for you to see it was working all along. And when that moment comes, you won't be confused anymore. You won't be questioning anymore. You'll understand why it had to happen this way, why the timing mattered, why the waiting was necessary. Because what God is doing is not just about giving you something. It's about preparing you to sustain it, to grow with it, to walk in it fully. So stay calm, not because nothing is happening, but because everything is aligning, even now, even if you can't see it yet, even if you don't feel it yet, it's already working. And maybe this is the part of your story where everything begins to come together. Not all at once, but in ways that finally make sense. The door that opens unexpectedly. The opportunity you didn't see coming. The connection that changes everything. The breakthrough that feels sudden, but was actually prepared over time. And when it happens, you'll realize something powerful.
My fault?
God was never late.
You were the one who gave
not
up
once,
hope.
Not for a single moment. Every delay had intention. Every pause had purpose. Every closed door was guiding you toward the right one. Because if certain things had worked out earlier, you would have settled. You would have accepted less than what was truly meant for you. But God saw further. He knew what you couldn't see. He protected you in ways you didn't even recognize at the time. And now you're stepping into something better. Something more aligned. Something more stable. Something that fits the person you've become through the waiting. And this is why you don't regret the delay anymore. You respect it. You understand it. You're grateful for it. Because without it, you wouldn't be ready for this. And here's what you need to hold on to, even after this moment. Even after things begin to shift. Don't lose the calm that carried you through the waiting. Because the same peace that sustained you in the delay will sustain you in the blessing. Stay grounded. Stay faithful. Stay connected to the truth that brought you here. God is working behind the scenes. Your time is coming. You are not forgotten. You are being positioned. Repeat that to yourself until it feels real, until it settles in your spirit, until doubt no longer has a place to grow inside you. Because your story is not one of delay. It's one of divine timing. It's one of preparation. It's one of purpose unfolding exactly the way it was meant to. And even now, as you listen to this, something is shifting. Maybe not around you yet, but within you. A new calm, a deeper trust, a quiet confidence that says, it's already working. And that confidence changes how you walk, how you think, how you wait. You're no longer desperate. You're no longer anxious. You're no longer chasing outcomes. Because you know what's meant for you is already on its way. So you breathe easier. You move differently. You trust deeper. Because now you understand something that many people never do. You don't have to see it to believe it's working. You don't have to feel it to know it's real. You don't have to force it to make it happen. All you have to do is stay in faith. Stay in peace. Stay calm. Because God is already ahead of you. Making things happen that you could never make happen on your own. Opening doors you could never open by yourself. Setting up moments that will change everything. And when it all unfolds, you'll look back at this season and smile. Because what once felt uncertain was actually perfectly orchestrated. So don't rush, don't panic. Don't lose heart. Just stay calm and trust this truth with everything in you. It's already working.